Hey yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on? Guess what? I did it. I got the end cap off the injector. Was it easy? Hard no. So, after taking it apart and removing the O-rings, seeing how they reek like garlic, I have a bad feeling these things here absorbed plastisol and got thicker because I reinstalled the one on the end cap, and when I go to mesh it in, I can't get it to clear like it used to. It used to slide in there no problem. A little bit of lubrication from some worm oil or whatever, and it would pop right in there no problem, and it was fine. I'm thinking these things got fatter, and that's the problem. Now, the other problem I'm having with this stupid unit is finding replacement O-rings. Not to mention cleaning it out. See, I was looking at the bass tackle plastisol injector. I just took the rod out in case you were wondering. The bass tackle one, the tube, the front comes off, and when you put the front on, you put it on and you click it in place and it locks in place. So it can't do like what normally happens when I inject plastics is that I'll be putting force on it and I lift it up and all of a sudden the whole bottom end just, flops off into the plastisol. Then I got to go fishing around in it and let it cool down and then peel it all off, throw it back in the bucket, nuke it, whatever. But on the bass tackle one, this top end comes off. Now, that's awesome because then you can pass a rag right through and clean out the tube. This one, however, you can see that there's stuff way down in the end. I can't get to it, and I have no way of popping this back cap off because unless there is. Can I pop it off? No, that doesn't. Oh, it's moving a little bit. 1 second, maybe I can pop it off. I never tried this. Maybe it's just O-ring seated. It's moving a little bit. Yeah, that's not going to move. Never mind. So, I have no way of really cleaning out the tube, but what I was thinking was I need to replace these O-rings. Now, the problem with these O-rings being the black O-rings, apparently they're made of a not heat-resistant material, so they'll work fine up to a point, and then they fumble. The O-rings you want are these orange ones made out of heat-resistant silicone. Apparently, they last a lot longer. Where the frick is my knife? So what I'm thinking is for the time being, I'm going to go to Canadian Tire and see if I can find O-rings to fit this. Now, the other problem I ran into was I went on Amazon to see, well, first off, when did I buy this thing? And I bought it back in early March of 2022. So it's 3 years old, and I've injected a fair bit amount of plastics with it. I made quite the lump sum of lures with it. So it served its purpose, but the problem is the page doesn't tell you what size O-rings it needs. Holy, that's in there. So I've already cleaned off the hood of this thing, and the O-ring itself doesn't look scuffed in any way whatsoever, so it looks like it's fine. But the problem is I think it might have absorbed some plastisol and fattened up a bit. I don't know if whatever the heck material this is made out of can do that, but that's my guessing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna head over to Canadian Tire. It's currently my lunch break, and we're gonna bring one O-ring because they're both the exact same size. It's just one O-ring size. They're both pretty much the same size. I thought I had a feeler gauge. I thought I had a caliper because I tried using the caliper on it to measure the diameter and it came back as 1 inch. But I might go a little smaller because these things are kind of stretchy. Not really, but I might go a little smaller and see if I can get some more of these, and maybe we can rebuild this thing and use it. But I am definitely going to order the bass tackle injector because it's easier to service and I can get parts here in Ontario, which is nice because I'm pretty sure this injector is straight out of China. And it is no bueno. Like, there's even plastisol on the threads of the rod, so I can't get that to focus. It wants to focus on my face. But yeah, there's plastisol on the threads, which means there is blow-by, and obviously there is blow-by because you can see it in the bottom of the tube down there that there's tons of blow-by. I got some of it out, but I can't get all of it out. So I'm thinking that was my first thought about this guy was blow-by getting underneath the O-ring and caking onto it, and there was a bit there. So I cleaned all that out using basically a paintbrush, a stiff bristled paintbrush, and then some like napkins and stuff. Cleaned all that shit out, but it's not enough. We need to replace the O-rings. So we're going to head off to Canadian Tire right now and see if we can get those. Oh, the friggin' injector's been used so much that every time I touch any component of it, my hands smell like friggin' garlic fingers. That friggin' garlic worm oil I have. But I was checking out the website where I originally bought my plastisol from, and they got this new blend of plastisol that's really good for swim baits. Makes them super tough, but super flexible, so they give a lot more action, which is I guess super nice because action is everything with swim baits. Let's take a rip. Is it still pissing out? Oh yeah, it's pissing out. I'm supposed to do this all freaking day today and all day tomorrow. Just the wetness, boys. I gotta turn you guys off and get in the truck. I just noticed something weird about this camera. If I put the lens, or if I tilt the camera upside down or whatever, and it goes into TikTok mode, we'll call it. The moment that happens, I lose, it inverts the image for some reason. Oh, why is it every time I have a long weekend, it's got to piss rain, eh? It was semi-miserable on May 2-4 weekend. This weekend being Canada Day weekend, it's going to be miserable. Like, freaking look at it out there. This is disgusting. But yeah, I want to get the bass tackle injector, and I kind of want to order. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. It's loud in the truck right now. But I kind of want to order the Epic Whip Wad aluminum injection mold from Epic Bait Molds. Nate Marling makes it look really, really, really good, and I kind of sort of want it. But I'm thinking if I'm going to order an injector from Bass Tackle, I'm going to order one with the dual injectors. That way there I can make 2-tone swim baits instead of single-tone swim baits. And what's nice about the aluminum ones, the aluminum molds, is you can do cool stuff like, holy man, what's going on? Anyway, you can do cool stuff like using a soldering iron on low heat. You don't need to be here to fill a pool, bud. Mother Nature will do that. Anyway, no, you can do cool things like using a soldering iron, grab some plastisol on the tip of it, and draw on the mold. Like for instance, if you want to make a perch pattern, you can draw the stripes in first and then inject the plastisol over top of it. You can't do that with the sandstone ones because the metal of the soldering tip could actually break the sandstone mold. So you can get a little bit more detail out of your soft plastics to make them look a little bit more realistic and match the hatch for whatever the bait fish are in your area. Like I've seen Nate Marling, Marling Bait, freaking do some crazy stuff with a soldering iron and detail and all that shit. Like just adding stripes or dots, or he did trout lures, soft plastic style, when he put all the dots on first and then he injected the 2-tone so that it was like pink and white or whatever, or pink and silver I think it was. I can't remember the color, but I just remember watching the video and he's sitting there for like, before every injection he has to sit there and meticulously put down each dot. And the other reason why you can't do it with the sandstone ones is because you need a hot plate that you can keep the temperature at about 175, because you don't want the plastisol to cure completely after you dab it on or draw it on. So you guys can probably definitely hear this rain. This is coming down like cats and dogs right now. What a great time for a 4-day weekend, eh? You know what really sucks about this 4-day weekend though, is I'm off Monday, Tuesday. I have to go back to the office on Wednesday, and then I'm working from home Thursday, Friday. That, me friends, kinda blows. I'm gonna get soaked walking in a Canadian Tire. Good thing I have a shower and a washing machine at home. Come on, Tesla, you can do it. I believe in you, buddy. But yeah, we'll see if we can get this injector up and running. At least that'll get me back to making some soft plastics, because I do want to test out that curly-tailed grub one. And I got a bunch of dyes at home for different colors, and some of them are pretty dang bright. So I figured let's give that a go. Because I've been using AI. Like I asked AI about fishing down in the Thames, and she wasn't too sure about fishing down in the Thames. So I fed her a bunch of resources on London, Ontario fishing and all that, just to see if she could lock in an idea as to what to use. So she did all her research, she checked all the forums and found out what people were using, and then I asked her to write me up a report, and she wrote it. Like this is what I love about AI, guys. What would take you like days and days and days to research, you can just feed the information to them to train them up, and then once they have the training data set, then you can just ask questions and they'll pull from it. Like, she knows that people caught pike on spoon. She knows the pattern was either red and white or a pattern called fire tiger. She doesn't know what a fire tiger is. She just heard that word over and over again and said, use a fire tiger. Because I asked her, I'm like, oh, so you know what fire tiger is? And she said, no, I have no idea what fire tiger. And I was like, all right, cool. So you're telling me to use something and you don't even know what the frick it is. Why are you telling me to use that? And she said, because everybody said they caught pike on fire tiger. Oh, okay, so everybody said that, now you gotta figure out what it is. And then she hopped on Google and went, oh, it's a red, yellow, green pattern with stripes on it. Okay, I got it now. And I'm like, holy, use this, what is it? I don't know, eh? Freak. But no, she gave me some advice for fishing in the Thames, so the next time I'm down in London, I got a battle plan. And hopefully it's not scuffed. Anyway, guys, I'm at Cambodian Tire now, gonna run inside, get some shake, and I'll be back. Alrighty guys, we're back, and whoever told me I need to start using my Canadian Tire money because Canadian Tire is going belly up, just letting you know I used my Canadian Tire money today. Because I also bought some more chatterdonks to replace the chatterdonk that I sent into space the other day. I bought some bright colored ones so I can put a bright colored trailer on it, send it out in murky water. Because one thing AI also told me about Lake Nipissing was due to its tea-colored water. Tea-colored. The water is colored like this due to all the sediment and organic material in the lake. Why not just say, because you guys filter your shit through this lake, the water looks like shit water, so use bright colors. Would have been way better to say. Would have been way better to say. But yeah. And then my friend always tells me, use pink for walleye, use pink for walleye. And in the past, I've never caught a bait on a pink bait. But then I got to thinking, I'm like, well, the one twerk bait I use, or jerk bait, whatever the frig it is, it's got a pink lateral line. And then I got to thinking about other ways I caught fish out there, caught walleye, was those Googan bait saucy swimmers where it's black on the top, but then it's got like hints of pink in the belly. So then I'm like, well, maybe pink is a thing. So after letting AI run a learning sequence on Lake Nipissing, I asked it, I said, why do walleye prefer pink in Lake Nipissing? And she came back and told me it's not just Lake Nipissing. Walleye have an extra coating over their eye that enhances colors such as orange, pink, and red. So they see a hurt bait fish and they know to go in for the strike. So when you're fishing with like an orange grub, and that's why I caught a walleye on an orange grub. Both the walleyes I caught, one was on a green and orange grub, it was green front, orange tail. And the second one I caught was on strictly an orange grub. And the reason being is because the fish can lock onto it from a further distance. And I was not aware of this. Like, AI is going to revolutionize fishing, especially if it starts getting involved in the electronics. You know, if you think about it, when your grandpa or your great grandpa was fishing, what did they have for a depth finder? It was a rock on a string. They drop the rock in the water off the boat, wait for it to hit the bottom, and then start reeling it back up, and then see how much string was out. Okay, we're at 15 feet, you know? They use a measuring tape to measure the depth. And there's still people today who do it by that, because they don't trust the sonar on their boat. But nowadays, we have things like fish finders, aqua view, where it's literally a camera under the water, and you can watch the fish. You got that live scope or live view or whatever, where it's like, it's a sonar, but it echoes in front of your boat on a 45, and it shows you the fish. You physically see the outline of a fish. Everywhere you go, you cast your bait, and you see your bait go into the water, down, and at that point there, it's like playing a damn video game, which reminds me of ice fishing, but my technology for ice fishing is not as great as a live scope. But literally, you can watch the fish eat the lure and know when to set the hook. It takes all the skill out of catching a fish. Like, you have that on board, you just go trolling around and keep the live scope on periscope mode and see where it's aiming. And then it's like, oh, there's a school of fish over there, turn the boat, let's go get it. Let's go get that school of fish. It takes all the guesswork out. But then the problem is for people who rely on technology Like even in my line of work, there's a lot of people who rely on specific programs that automate commands to get the job done. And when those programs break due to a Windows update or a software change or a driver change, they don't know how to go in and manually do the work. They're literally stuck at a standstill until that software's back up so they can go and do their job. And that's why I don't like technology, because it's making anglers lazy. It's causing people to like not learn how to fish. Just get out there, turn on the technology, it finds it, and all you're doing is just hauling them in. You know, it's like fishing a small pond or fishing a lake with a live scope. You're not really fishing, you're just using a radar to lock in on the enemy and then tossing lures at it in hopes it'll eat. And if it doesn't eat the lure you like, then you throw another one until you find something that'll eat. I don't know, to me the technology takes the fun out of fishing, but to each their own, I guess. To each their friggin' own. Now my buddy has that live scope on his boat, and I got to try it out with fishing, and I'm like, dude, this takes all the guesswork out. He's like, exactly. He goes, done with the guesswork. You just want to feel that, you just want to catch that fish and feel that tug, so why have to drive all over and waste all that gas? Just keep the sonar going, find them, and then just go park on them and start pulling them. I'm like, yeah, it's not the same. It's fun when you're going around and you're checking different areas and you're scanning for them manually, and then all of a sudden you hop onto a school and you're pulling them in like you did it the old-fashioned way. But then again, I'm an old-fashioned guy. I'm freaking old, so it is what it is, boys. Thought that loser in the Corolla was about to run the stop sign and crash into me. Wouldn't that have been fun, dealing with that bullshit? But yeah, guys, we got 3 different sizes of O-rings. They're fairly cheap. They're only like 99 cents a piece. Then I got some chatter donks, and I think I bought some soft plastic. I can't remember what I bought now already. I've already forgotten. Bought some Monster because I'm out. Gonna have to hit up one of the grocery stores and see a guy about some Monster. Yeah, I think this weekend's probably a write-off for camping. And you remember that little lake Tomoko I went to? Yeah, apparently there's a better lake just around the corner. So we're gonna have to check that out at some time. And my buddy Logan told me that you can literally fish that one from the bank and it gets deep fast. So you don't really have to, like, that's why I didn't understand how Adam caught 6 pickerel or walleye. I keep calling them pickerel because I'm from North Bay. 6 walleye in 45 minutes from that spot, because even when I casted it out at my max distance, it only sunk 4 feet, maybe. So with that being the case, I was like, how the hell was he catching them? Like, walleye won't cruise in 4 feet of water. But then again, early morning, they probably will. But apparently he didn't go to Little Tomoko. He went to the adjacent lake. The adjacent lake. So we're definitely going to have to check that one out. Logan also said there are campsites up there. So opportunity, might be able to set up camp. There's a couple things I would like to set up as well, like motion lighting outside the truck. That's not always on, only on when I turn it on. And that way there, if there's like an animal moving in on me or a person, it turns on the light, I can see them and at least have a chance at defending myself. Because being ambushed sucks. Unless it's an actual campground, then I'm not too worried. But if it's like Crown land, definitely want to be protected. What the hell's this? Jesus, Murphy, stay still. Are we good? Okay. So guys, I got 2 chatter donks, boom, white, and boom, chartreuse. I did buy baits. I bought these power bait things. They, I bought them before and they're pretty good. So we're gonna see how well these things work. Curly-tailed worms. The ones I had before were pretty awesome and the fish love them. So maybe with that chartreuse look, it'll work really good in nipissing. I also bought a thing of Monster, pack of smoke style meats, pepperonis, and 3 different sizes of O-rings. We got O-rings. They've been sitting on the shelf so... Oh, they're right there. They've been sitting on the shelf so freaking long that the markings on them wore off. So I'm going to start off with these ones here, which are 7/8 inch inner diameter, and we'll see if this fits. It's a little bit smaller than my other O-ring by like a little bit. However, if I can get this to fit on here, which it does, 7/8 inch, boys. Perfect. Perfect. That's perfect. Okay, where'd the cup go? Oh, it's in my pocket. No, it's not. It's right there. All right, so 7/8 inch. Oh, for fuck's sakes. You guys just fell. I got you balancing on my chug jug because I don't feel like taking the tripod out. Hey, what's this one? This one here is 3/4 inch, 15/16 outer diameter. This is the 1 inch. This is 3/4 inch to 1 inch. And this one here is, says 1 1/16 outer diameter. The one I just installed. And it's 7/8 inner diameter. So, okay, this one's being a pain in the cock to put on. All right, it's on there. It's on there. But if you listen, it's not going to work. So now I need to take that one off. I just need a temporary solution to hold me over until the company I can order my new injector from can ship it out. And the problem is the shipment isn't from Amazon, so it's no 2-day shipping. It's like you order it and then in 2 weeks it shows up. It's not from China either. It's a local business, but they don't like to ship out. They only ship out online orders once a week so they can save. That's how they give you free shipping charges. They don't charge you on shipping. So let's take this one off. Let's try and see if one of these is bigger. So this is 3/4 inch, 15/16 outer diameter. And what's this one say? This is 1 inch outer diameter. But it's only 3/4 inch. Oh no, that's right. So where'd the other bag go? Right there. What are you inner diameter? 7/16. Oh, is it outer diameter 7? Oh, okay. Is that the wall size? I'll try one of these other ones and see if I can get it to fit. Highly doubt it will. I can already tell just by sitting it in there on how much it overlaps. That's not going to work. So how the hell did this one sit in there so well? This one has to work. That doesn't make sense. How the one in the plunger is fine, but the one on the shaft isn't. I don't know. This is going to take some fandangling to figure out, but like that fits on there good. And I can bang it out and nothing happens, but there's a lot of play between the sidewalls and that piece. I don't know. We're going to have to play with this and figure it out, but I probably shouldn't try an injection with it with its current configuration, because I can just literally see the plastisol hitting the plunger and just oozing around behind it and then coming out that little exit hole and getting me right in the eye. That's right, guys. Always look on the darkest side of life. It's the Skivens way. Alrighty, guys. Well, been messing around with this thing all day and I finally fixed it. And you can sort of see how I did right there. I put a layer of green braid fishing line. I double stacked it behind the O-ring, just so it pushes the O-ring out a little bit further. And now we have a sturdy fit. And hear that blowing? That's because it's actually working. Should do the same on the cap, because I noticed it's pretty easy to pop it off, but that'll be good. Now we can inject plastisol again. This is good. So I'm still going to order the other plastisol injector, but that's just a redneck fix that I put together using the old noggin. And how can we do this where it's not right, but it resolves the problem for the time being? My first idea was shaving off of the O-ring here, but that would reduce its structural integrity. So my next solution, this here is the original O-rings. My next solution was, well, if these ones here don't touch the sidewalls, what can we do to make it touch the sidewall? Let's add some material to the center area where the O-ring sits. Why not use fishing line? A tackle maker. I'm just using a product that gets attached to what this makes. This thing thinks it's okay, so I think it's okay. And it's okay, but like I said, it doesn't take much to pop the end cap off, but that could be good when you're taking the remainder of the plastisol out. But like, there is tons of suction there. Like I'm covering the hole with my finger. There's a bit of blow by, but I don't know, it'll probably work. We'll have to test it out later on another video to see if it actually works. But that's how much was left in from the two that I shot, the two curly tail grubs. So yeah, I have a feeling that idea that I just did is going to work, hopefully, possibly. If not, I'll just add some more frickin' fishing line to it till it frickin' does. Because like I said, I checked the Amazon site and nowhere on there mentions what size of O-rings to use, and they have no replacement parts or anything. But what do you expect when you spend $40 on an injector, when the one from Bass Tackle is $100 for a single and like $200 for a dual? Kind of makes sense that it's more expensive for the dual, because you get the dual injectors, the connector, And you also get the block that does the plastisol separation, so that when you inject, it puts it into both cavities. So yeah, pretty sweet. But yeah, we'll have to, when I get that in, we'll have to play around with that to figure out how it works and go from there. But anyway, guys, on that note, I'm going to shut her down here. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, guys, live it to win it, and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.